Okay. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, everyone had a wonderful 4th of July celebration with your families. And it is Tuesday, and we are doing our day trading zones, power indicators, indicator software review, and tools live. And we are in a very tight range right now, guys. You know, we're coming back on the 4-hour. Look at the NASDAQ on the 4 hours. We're going to look at this, and look, you're still in that box that we discussed last week. It's the same range, this 29,300 to the 30,300. So this is the same box. You need to be very, very, very careful of that box. Now, there's a rotation we discussed last week, guys, that it seems that the market is rotating out of AI into the Russell and also the healthcare. And also we discussed the softwares, you know, the IGV coming back up. And there was one more sector, the emerging markets. So this rotation might hold the SPY, so I have to put SPY for you guys, and the ES futures to a good level. Now, if we look at the indicators this morning, we're a little bit trapped. You know, we're going to do our order block. Here we have the 752, which has already been rejected this morning around, what was this, 6 p.m. last night. So let's see how it behaves. And on the bottom side, we have 747 area for the SPY. So you see very, very tight. You have the 747 with the 752. It's a very, very, very tight range this morning. Even on the ES, and we are rejecting though a double red dash here on NASDAQ. So NASDAQ is a little weaker. See, I trust this resistance to be that 30,200 there to the 950 to be a lot stronger than the IWM or RTY resistance, or than the ES and SPY resistance. Okay, so, and you see we have the opposite issue here. If you look at the charts of the ES, we have very, very strong support at 545, 500. All right, so it's the opposite here, strong support here, strong resistance on NASDAQ. So it's interesting to see the difference of both markets. See here, huge support, here, huge resistance. Okay, so there's really a divergence between NASDAQ and ESSPY and the Russell. Okay, Travis, anything you are looking at particularly on the day for everyone to help everyone navigate without false promises? As always, you know, trading is very, very risky. Afford money that you can only lose, and ideally don't even trade your money. Use the prop firms. That is probably your best bet. You know, only do that. So take the disclaimer seriously. We are not financial advisor. Trading and investing is risky unless with money that you can afford to lose, that it's not going to break you or your family. And most importantly, try to avoid to trade with your own money when you trade or do trading. Use the prop firm now in 2024, 2025, 2026. Prop firm have offered a huge opportunity for you guys to buy evaluation at $150, $250 and pass those evaluation, get paid, and slowly build up. You know, like that's a mistake I was telling you that I've done, is I have not gone slow enough. I proved concept I was doing well in March, April 2025. And then when you feel like you're doing well, you go like crazy scaling. And the scale needs to be more slow, guys. Reinvest profit that you make and slowly build up the prop firm, because they are really a huge opportunity for you guys to start this business and learn the business, you know. Okay, so yeah, I would think learn the business, and with prop firm. Okay, investing with the power indicator and the software is a completely different beast. You know, if I go here, I'm going to load. Hold on, I'm going to load the create a layout and a new chart. What's it? Create layout. Oh, I don't need a layout. Just give me a, and then we'll put the, yeah. So, bootcamp. Yeah, and so when you use the power indicator for long-term investing, it's a totally different ballgame. You know, you go here, you look on your daily charts, you know, you look on your weekly charts. So let's say it is AMD, pick up any stocks, and then make sure you have your power of third rule. So you have a probability, 1/3, 1/3. Here we're on the last third with 66% chance of rejecting the 600 area on AMD, right? At the same time, I have the power calculator ready, show the long term. So you go in the tools, show long term, because long term is daily, weekly, monthly. Short term is anything below the daily, like 4 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 minutes, 1 minute short. Okay, and that's the short-term calculators. And now you have both calculators side by side. So we can have an order block here for AMD. Then you have a retracement area order block on the division here. Then you have another retracement division here, right? And then you have an easier game plan to operate for your retirement account with longer term perspective, you know, like Warren Buffett or whatever, right? So this is key, guys. Okay, let's go back to the trading itself this morning. We are at the open right now, so we are going to look at. I'm going to see this order block right there, the 450. But the fact that we are below 850 or the 700, Travis, is not good for the long on NASDAQ. Okay, I'm telling you, this is an area that has not been very good for NASDAQ. Again, your likes and comments are appreciated. Remember, we've reduced the stream on publicly. We are coming only once a week to help you guys with the tools, analysis on some key stock on AI and stuff like that using the power indicator suite. And we are showing you the tools live, comment live in the analysis. We have done hundreds of streams privately, publicly. We've done videos privately, publicly, with real money, real results, real accounts. You can look, but now I'm focusing only helping you guys with the tools once a week, right? And especially helping the users when you have questions, when you want to look at particular stocks, even past users, if you want, you have questions. You know, you guys have been with us for 16 years, and we really want to come at least once a week and stay in touch with the community. Travis, how do you see the market this morning? Any feedback, anything? And also,
yeah, well, originally I was looking, the first thing I was looking for is the gap fill from Thursday's close, which we already had this morning. That was around the 550 area, which of course is the bottom of the previous gap fill. So that goes from 29,540 up to 29,675. So this whole range is what I was looking for. And I was looking for rejection of that 700 area. We have that red dash up there. So I'm definitely more bearish on NASDAQ today. Like you said, it's definitely performing the worst. NASDAQ down over 1% already today, whereas ES is basically even, scratch for the day. And the Dow is actually up just a tad. So NASDAQ by far the worst index performing today so far.
It's possible it retests last week's lows now around the 29,270 area. We have a 426 here on the tool. It's below the open. It's below the 7 a.m. It's going towards the power indicator. If it breaches the open range 15-minute low here at 487, it's going to continue towards that 420 division and possibly the 200. So 280. So I'm going to go here, and then you'll have the order block target. Okay, but so far NASDAQ is not looking great. Now, if you look at SPY and ES, it's a lot stronger. If you notice SPY and ES, like ES to me, if ES can hold today the 570, 575, there's a chance that ES push higher, right? And the SPY higher. So we are going to be in a market that is very strange here. You have this divergence between SPY and ES going up or holding fairly well, with the NASDAQ cracking because of the AI stuff. So it's interesting. And we talk about a little bit of market shift. Remember, we talked about XLV, the healthcare start look new high again on XLV. I mentioned this rotation last week on XLV. I mentioned also the, I think it was VMO or VWMO. VWMO. At the emerging markets, I don't have it in front of me.
There is an EEM for emerging markets. Is that what you're thinking of?
Well, any emerging market, I just want to make the point. Yeah, see, the emerging markets are holding fairly well. Sorry, I don't have the notes that I had last week from you, but if you look at last week's recording, we were talking about rotation into healthcare, rotation into emerging markets, rotation back into some software stocks as well. But AI, if you look at SMH, it's not looking super hot here. Look at this. AI is not looking good. You start having a shoulder, a head, a shoulder. The 620 rejected perfectly. If we break the middle of AI here at 557, this is the Victor Sparandeo middle part plus the power indicator division here, power indicator division here. You are opening the gate. If we start doing like this, what is this area? 565, 560, cross retest lower high, and we go. That would be really bad for the AI and semi sector entirely. So be very careful. Confirm that. What is AMD doing? Look at this craziness. Down 6% this morning. You know, down 25, 35 points. What's ARM doing? So look at the weak sector this morning. 7% on Intel, 6% AMD, VRT, Veritiv, AI sector, the SOX, the SMH, the ARM, down. Then you go to the opposite. What's going up? The SQQQ, the SOXX. And I don't know why I don't have SOXX. Let me see. It should be in our portfolio to watch our watch list for the stream and for everybody. So let's do it again. And it should be probably towards the top winner this month. Look at this. SOXX up 16%, right? And this is something that we've discussed now for 2 weeks. Start slowly selling AI. Buy the opposite of AI. I told you this is like a cheap option, but that's an ETF, the SOXX. So that looks better and better, and it's only $4. So on 100 shares, the max you can lose is $488 to offset portfolio delta risk in your retirement portfolio, in your long-term investment, so that you don't get caught up off guard on the cycle, you know. I mean, if I take a baseball analogy, and I'm not the greatest baseball player, but I've seen my kids play enough baseball now, you know, especially one of our kids was the bullpen catcher at UGA, right? You can see that we are probably at the 7.5, 8 inning of a 9 inning cycle. So you got to be careful of your delta long risk on your portfolio, guys. And one way to offset that is to have some SQQQ triple bear ETF and the SOXS. Guys, I think I've said that in the last 7 or 8 streams. So hopefully you start getting the gesture, you know. Each time the market makes new high, you have this opportunity, buy 5 shares, buy 10 shares, just offset your portfolio enough that you don't get caught up off guard on a big negative candle. Look at that gap on SMH this morning. It's not good, right? It's not good. And we talked about that 620, 650 on SMH being huge resistance. Like you don't see it, I mean, you see it here from the chart, because we were at the top of the left box at 669, right? But even if I look at a longer, shorter time frame, let's say 15-minute box, and I pull the power indicators, you know, you can see all of this is becoming a problem. The 650, the 630, all of this is becoming huge resistance on SMH, everyone. And like I said, it's looking more and more like a head and shoulder, the entire sector. You know, look at this head and shoulder. I cannot invent it. It's in front of you. So if we break this middle part of 551 and retest lower high 551, 570, and it's sustained, it's bad. Otherwise, yeah, maybe after the election, during the election, that lower high is in place. So maybe they go back towards 620, 615, but guess what? It looks like it's going to be a reject again and a lower high. So at this point, you need to be very careful of the entire SMH sector. I'm telling you guys, I've said that for weeks, and it's look, the proof is in the pudding. You have some stocks that are doing terrible here. Look at Palantir. I told you yesterday, if you were in our private group and in our daily training from the private group, that Palantir is going to probably reject 135, 145. So now, look at those lower high on Palantir. Even the power trend box looks fairly good. Still, look at those lower high. I mean, I cannot invent it. This 145, 150 should be a problem. There's no reason why Palantir is not going to reject again this area. So I expect the 144, 150 on Palantir to reject, right? It held pretty good at the bottom of the power indicator tools, but you got to be careful. Those are stocks that are deteriorating big time. Look at Google this morning. So Google is a little stronger though. Look at this. The lower high is breaking up. So Google is behaving a little better here. Will Google before the end of the cycle go all the way to the top of the power indicator 450? Possible. Look, everything looks good. You have net buyer, institutional, major, minor, net volume positive. Same on the long term. Maybe we go for this high. So Google is a little better here because the trend line stop loss is at 354. You're at 372. So Google is looking a lot better actually. Okay, a lot better on Google, right? Let's go back here. Travis, did you say, sorry, I did not listen properly. Did you say something about the report or no? Because it's...
I did not. There are no reports for equities anymore today.
Okay, cool.
We do have a FOMC meeting minutes tomorrow, so everyone be aware of that, 2 p.m. tomorrow.
I just want to point out that we are below London low and Asia lows as well on NASDAQ and the ES. So both markets are confirming the weakness. Maybe now, watch if they hold the London low on ES, because that's what they've done last week, and that's how they started holding all the markets. But right now, it's very negative, guys.
Yeah, this is also on the ES. This is yesterday's open price as well. So another reason why it could hold here.
Right. And I see it's London low on ES, but the London low has been completely blown out of the water on the...
Yeah, NQ way past that. Like we talked about, very, very weak today. The NQ is now down 1.7%, whereas the ES is down 0.35%. Dow is still break even.
Right. And everything is aligning now properly, you know. it's displacing on the downside, right? But you want to watch that London low ES, which is 767. And I talked about the 767 earlier on. So the next one would be 750 area. I'm sorry, I'm confusing NASDAQ here. NASDAQ would be 750 still. Yeah. So this is the moment of truth here on ES, people. 760 and the 750 area are really key on the ES chart. I could probably be a little bit more generous in space for everybody between ES and SPY dimensions here. Yeah, so you got to be careful that we are holding. Also, we are coming to the target 350, 280 on the NQ also that you need to be careful. Remember, any stocks that you want to look at, please give them to me before we leave. Any stocks, any ETF that you want to look with the power indicator, anything that is of interest for you, let us know. Be careful of those lower high, a little lower high rebound could happen here. So I'm putting like a quick trend line for you guys. And look at this. Now, what's interesting is the volume indicator is going down, which is in phase with prices, but the ATO is not going down. It's staying pretty elevated. Same, you can put a trend line there if you want on SPY and ES. But right now, they are going to try to complete our targets. Target 747 on SPY first target. Target here on the ES is the 750 area. 750 area. Let's see. Also the high below from yesterday, 753. So they all converge right there, you know. Can you guys hear us well on the stream? Let us know. We gave you this short pretty good. We told you a couple of things. We're giving us the short clue. Reject of the red dash on NASDAQ. Reject of the 850 critical with the 700 NASDAQ. Below the 7 a.m. price. Below the 930 open balance price, which is a negative open price signal. Lower highs, you know. The only thing that is holding fairly good, guys, you need to be careful, is that we hold the London low on ES, and ES and SPY have been stronger. We have a target of 747 on SPY, but that could hold from there. So be very, very careful because we're approaching some targets here. The first target I had was the 420. It went to what on NASDAQ? 418, so very close to the division. Power indicator 409, and after that we have the last week's low, the 270, right? So interesting. I would just be very careful here. They are fighting the London low, trying to hold the London low on ES. You see that, Travis? That's the only thing I would be careful.
Yeah, I'm seeing that as yesterday's open, same area. Yep.
I'll be right back, guys. I need a glass of water. I'm sorry, I'm trying too much coffee and then I'm super hydrated. Go ahead, Travis, give me 2 seconds for a refill of water. We'll go through the chart blast, guys, and we'll wrap it up for the week on the public stream. And of course, I'll see our group this week. I'll be right back. Travis, it's all yours. See, they are retesting those lower high. I was telling you, that's why I was putting the trend line. Also, they reached the division, but ES may have completed if it stays above London low. SPY has not completed. See, it could tank a little bit more here, which is 747 at least. I'll be right back. interesting divergence really between the two here, ES and SPY. See, this is ES, this is NQ, right there. Boom, NQ, right? And the red dash are on the resistance side on NQ and on the support side on ES. So that shows you the divergence of strength. Now, let's look at the chart blast for the week, and we'll call it a week. Remember, please be engaged for your likes, comments, but most importantly, be engaged with some stocks. If you guys need some stocks, please fire. Before we leave, look at the tools. I'll show you some settings on the tools that might be more helpful if you use the long-term and short-term. So a couple of things here. See, on the power rule of third here, maybe probability calculator, no rule of third here. Yeah. So look, you can choose the look back period. You can say, okay, on the daily charts, I want 3 months. On the weekly charts, I want 1 year, right? But I think now, because we are approaching the end of the cycle, especially if you are going to look at the end of a cycle charts, I think on your monthly charts, you should change the 2 years to the all-time settings, because it will allow you to not miss anything at the end of a cycle. On the weekly chart, same, you want the max, 5 years. On the daily chart, same, you want the max, 1 year. On the intraday chart, guess what? You want the max, 1 month. Okay, so now you set up, and that's only for swing trading, but I would even go one step further, probably long-term investing for your retirement or any long-term stuff that you do, guys, right? And so now you change the calculator. So the look back period, see, now I can go 1 month, and you should look at all time. And it's a lot more efficient. Let's delete the drawing. It's a lot more efficient to see the big picture now on Google. Yeah, because your division on the left and right are going to be a little bit different, and they are going to take in consideration a lot more data set. So here, like the 250, 270 on Google is a lot stronger now that we do a look back period of all data on the stock, that if you were doing a look back period of, let's say, a week, 2 weeks. This is a look back period, look, since 2005 for 21 years. So this settings will help you guys to do a lot better. Okay, so using those settings and the monthly charts, I'm going to do a quick review on a couple of stuff. So Google, we are going to look at this 341 division right there. Below that 341 division, we start weakening. So right now we're above it. If we break it, retest 341, 350 and go down, guess what? Next is 230, right? Otherwise, we are slowly making our way to the top of the calculator, which is this 450 we discussed, okay? And I show you we kind of break the downtrend line. So it's like Google next few weeks are going to be critical. Now, the problem is we're entering also through midterm election in November. Typically stock market August to October is not the best. So this cyclical time of the year that you need to be careful. I believe the Trader's Almanac, the book, the Trader's Almanac, gives you a lot of clue about timing seasons. You know, I used to have those books, and it's very interesting, the pattern of the stock market over time, right? Next, we are going to look at AMD, because we had some AMD, remember, stocks that we talked in the analysis many times. And you can see that the AMD is not going to be in jeopardy until we break this division here at 441. That being said, look here, we have 80% chance that this thing is going to reject. Well, I showed you the 650, 634 here. So it is possible that AMD is going to attempt the double top, 630, and then reject, boom, retest this 450, and then go. So watch very much this 630, 635 area on AMD. Next, we are going to go on Nvidia, all-time data, monthly charts, and we have a problem here. We have already the beginning of the double top with 212 being a huge resistance or a huge shoulder. You could have here, here, maybe at 1.8 retest here, but make no mistakes. If it breaks the division of the power indicator 175 and the middle part of Victor's power window, the 165, it's game over. So the 175, 165 area to me on Nvidia, if it breaks, retests the 175 and fail, then it becomes even another shoulder here. So be very, very careful, right? A re-short area on Nvidia would be towards that 210, 215 area, okay? Next, we are going to go to Microsoft. We are going to do some of the Max 7s that have been a little weak. Microsoft, to me, it's still a lower high in place. It's still playing games coming back to that shoulder here for 50. So as far as I'm concerned, 450 here, 450 here, head here, that's a huge problem. So 420, 450, that becomes a resistance, a huge resistance area. Now, it's also below the division of the power indicator at 410. So I would say that even 410 is a problem. So 410, 450 area, huge problem on Microsoft here. Target on the Microsoft middle part of Victor's power window for 341 or the power indicator 315. So 315, 341, a decent target here. Also, that would be targeting the high here, which is the 2021 high, right there, okay? So that would be interesting in Microsoft, okay? Next, we go to Meta. We'll do two more. So if you look at the power indicators here, division, resistance 712, around here. Then we are in no man's land because we did regain this 600, right? So you're in no man's land here. You're in those lower high that are very strong on the monthly. Look at the monthly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have like 10 months of lower high on Meta, right? So you got to assume this 636 is going to be rejected here. This area here is going to be rejected. 636 area on Meta. Be very careful. Even the power trend in box looks good. If we don't break this 636, you have to assume a continuation of the past 10 months rejection on the monthly lower high. I don't know why it would be any different. The only thing different this time, only thing I have to point out is you have very strong inflow into the stock, and the probabilities have reversed, where it's becoming more interesting to buy this 480 to this 550 versus shorting it. So be careful here. If it tanks 550 for this 480, it's becoming more of an interesting point to buy the Meta because the stats are becoming more and more in your favor from the bottom of the cycle, which was here in 2022. Remember, we posted a trade on TradingView publicly, selling the puts on TradingView for that. And you've seen over that we had also a personal on our retirement accounts, very small, right? So it was really interesting for that cycle, and we call it publicly on TradingView as a post, a trade idea for TradingView. So listen, I wish it was very helpful, guys. Every week, this is what I want, is reviews, trade, show you how to use the settings for the long-term side of your retirement accounts or your swing trading, and also look at the day like we've done today, calling the short and calling this lower high retest here, failure going. We're going to retest and complete hopefully 747, 746.9. And now it's going to be the moment of truth. We talked about that 50 area. So 50, 45 area now on ES. Are they going to hold this red dash or not? Same here. Are they going to hold that or not? But the NASDAQ itself is really, really bad right now. Okay. I love you all, everybody. We'll see you not next week. Next week I will not be around for the stream, but I will see you the week after for the public stream on Tuesday. We'll try to keep our commitment every Tuesday at 9:30 for your questions, for the settings on the tools, review for the watch list for the long-term stocks, and as well the NQ prop trading firm side of your trading and helping you navigate the day in real time, live market, like we've done this morning, calling. If you go back at the beginning of the stream, you will see that we called exactly that short. We didn't talk about long. We told you it was going to reject. We gave you the target. And it's not that we are geniuses. I'm just using the tools. I know that some of you have a hard time understanding the tools, but it's not very complicated, guys. It's order block, support, resistance, probability, and net buyers, net sellers. That's it. And after that, you can use any of your market structure, double top, double bottom, and then shoulder, fair value gap. You can even put one of your moving average if you love moving averages. I mean, this is the beauty of TradingView. You are not blocked just into our software. You can also customize the stuff that you like. So hopefully that was helpful. Love you all. And Travis, you take care. And hopefully that was helpful, everybody. You have a great day, everyone.
Stay safe. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.
And we'll finish with our little music from AI that we had done once. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.
Never ever give up. I almost let go 1,000 times. Traded my sleep for a shot at consistency. Blood and tears fell through long, lonely weeks. My dream kept me going when I felt too weak. Whoa, never give up through blood, tears, and success. I